Hi, today's tear done quite a special aircraft indicator. It is a turn bank and turn indicator, also called, I believe, turn and slip. It indicates when you make a turn, if you are turning without gliding or something like this. I do not know exactly what it does, but this one is special because usually, in fact, you have this indicator and you have a ball in a glass tube filled with liquid. And you can see here the black ball will not move, which is very unusual. Why? Because it is a Link Aviation indicator. It is for a Link aircraft simulator. It is not for use in a real aircraft. It is written here at the back, for use on ground instrument trainer only. So we have the model and serial number on this thing. Model number 81002 and serial number 645. So from the front it looks really like a real instrument, except your ball will not move. And this is quite fixed also. It moves with a motor, but usually I guess you should be able to move it with shaking the instrument. And we have a multi-pin connector at the back. No date code on this thing. So let's undo. If I remember correctly, I have 2 screws to undo. So I hope the audio will be better on this today, because I had audio problems with my camcorders and I did not really figure out why. And in fact it is random. Sometimes it works, sometimes I have audio problems. Okay, so I see a thing here at the back. I wonder if it is for setting something, but we will find out anyway. So it looks like I need to remove these 2 screws. They are not original, I think. And yes, of course it should be too easy. We have extra screws all around here. I hope it will allow to slide the thing maybe out from the rear, I guess. Worst case, I need to undo the front the dial, the front piece with the glass. It was again a cheap find on eBay, this thing. Less than 10 euros. This is my inventory number, but when I scrap a device, I'll reuse the inventory number, so it does not reflect my real number of items. Okay, so will it come? No. It should be too easy, of course. Yes, very interesting. So I have to undo 8 more screws. I will be right back. Okay, so a number of screws later, I can lift this piece with a glass. And surely enough, everything is coming off now with a lot of loose parts. So what do we have inside this? Rear side, you can see, pretty thick piece with just the connector and the wires. Grounding wires here with a shockproof nut, like so. And in here we have first the dial. We have our fake glass tube, which is just a plexiglass piece, it seems. We have some kind of dampener device here that will absorb the excess movement, it seems, to dampen the reaction of the thing. Little gear in here. We have here this piece, yes, which was at the back. As you can see, you can rotate it more or less, and it will adjust the position of the rear motor here, like so, which is transmitting to via this gear and this quarter gear to the turn indicator. On the bank or sleep indicator, the second one is moved by the second motor here via this dampener. Yes, it is to reproduce the effect you have in with a real indicator, as it is a ball in a glass tube filled with liquid. It reacts more or less slowly. And the two actuators, in fact, are probably simple synchro motors. As you can see, we have 5 wires, so stator and rotor, probably 3-phase rotor or 3-phase stator, I do not know, made by Colsman, which is a very regular manufacturer for this kind of device. The second one must be the same thing, and you know what, I see here a big circlip. So if I can find some adequate pliers, I may totally try to remove that circlip. I hope it will not jump in my face with a big spring or something like this. Not easy because it is slipping. Let me see if I find another tool. Yes, surely enough, I have another tool. I can try with this one. I hate those circlips, really. They are always a pain to undo. Okay. Here we are. So it looks like the hand cap will pull. I am limited by the length of the wires, by the way. I can try with this maybe in the wire hole. Oops. Yes, it is coming. Not really easy. Okay. It will be a mess to reinstall, but we can see. We have all the components here. Excuse me, I will put this over something. Oops, like so, in order to avoid damaging the front piece. So we have, it seems the stator is 3-phase with these 3 wires. And in here we have some kind of brushes, ball bearing, which I will pull. So we have some kind of brushes, but they are not regular carbon black graphite or whatever you call it brushes. They are some kind of wires, very flimsy wires. Some kind of low friction metal fixed in this plastic cup. And here is the back piece, you can see, quite a complicated one with your ball bearing. So if I try to reassemble it with no damage, it looks like I need to put the thing like so. Maybe doing this I will invert the polarity, and it should be bad, of course, because the thing is very tedious to reinstall. So there is a cutaway here for the wires. So I need to try to do this like so. Whoops. Probably it is not made to be opened by the user. High precision stuff. I am just ruining. Not sure about this little cutout here. Well, anyway, it is not going to be used anytime soon. So it looks like first it should be easier if I reinstall this thing. Try to at least. Try to. Because as you can see, with the wires in the way, it is quite impossible to do anything. Very interesting. I must do it. I must do it. Not sure if there is a defined preferred position. Okay, here we are. I need to put back this process in place. Oh, you see, it is exactly what you have not, you must not do. I am showing you exactly what not to do. If you do not want to ruin the device, which was probably, by the way, already quite worn out. Okay, so this is supposed to make contact like so onto these two collector rings here and here. It is not making contact anymore, but maybe I can cheat and I can cross them. In fact, maybe there will be like so. No, let it just win several $100. Synchromotor. Okay, so not for myself, do not take apart synchromotors if you want to have them working. Okay, this is pretty lame. So we have the top part here that will come over this. And now the fun part is, you know what? It is very fun. Ha ha ha. That the bearing did fall. Okay. I can try to push this back in place and nobody will notice. If and I reinstall the circlip, and for some reason it will not push all the way down. Okay. Oh, and I have missing pieces here which are probably spacers for the bearing. So I guess it will come back together in this condition. If I find a matching replacement synchromotor, maybe I will replace this, or maybe not. Anyway, the thing is not going to be used anytime soon. If I want to make a aircraft simulator, I will replace them by regular servo motors, probably. So this was interesting, or maybe I will not reinstall these spacers, but maybe I barely see the groove for the O-ring, so we can try. I do not know if I will succeed, but it is not. This O-ring is. This circuit is really hard, guys. Maybe, if I push it, no, like so, yes, on this. Okay, at least it is back in place. So the device is probably ruined, but so what else? Yes, this kind of aircraft simulator instruments are not very common to see. Sometimes you can find link simulators, complete simulators on eBay from time to time, but it is several hundred kilos thing, so not easy to purchase. And interestingly enough, they did use, at least for this case, special instrument, because you cannot have the same effect that you have in flight if you are on the ground, in particular for the ball thing. Apart from this, well, this thing was quite well constructed, as you can see, very thick structural pieces, lots of standoffs, just like aircraft quality in fact, except it is for ground. I see a nice brass piece in here, very nice hardware too, imperial screws, and look at this one, the paint is coming off and it seems to be brass also. Okay, so I will reassemble this poor thing. Thanks for watching, bye bye.